Alright, so I got question 2 this week. The question, part 1 is f of x equals 4 times the square root of x minus 1 plus 7. The parent function of that is going to be f of x equals the square root of x. And then some points that you can plot to sketch that on a graph are 0, 0, 1, 1, and 4, 2. The domain and range is going to be 0, infinity, and 0, infinity. And you can see, oh, hold on. Gotta erase the mistake I made so you guys don't get confused. There we go. Okay. Oop. So you can see all of that written there. And then I don't think there's any reflections. And let me just show you. This is the graph that I sketched for it. And I will use a different color for the other graph, the other line that's going to be graphed on there. Okay. So I don't believe that there's any reflections. Vertical stretch. There is a small one. The vertical stretch is going to be 4. Because you multiplied by 4 right there. Alright, and then the horizontal shift is going to be... I don't think there is a horizontal shift. I lied, there is a horizontal shift. Oop. Okay, so there is a horizontal shift. You're going to go 1 unit to the right due to, I'm sorry, I forgot you couldn't see over there. Due to this x minus 1 right here is going to create the horizontal shift to the right 1. And that 4 right there led to the vertical stretch of 4. Alright, and then vertical shift. Vertical shift, you want to move 7 up. Because you've got this 7 that's right here. That 7 is going to make it go up 7. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go back to our graph, and I am going to switch colors of my pen. Okay. Okay, so I didn't leave enough space on the top of the graph, so I went down 7 instead, just so you guys can see. This blue line should really be up here somewhere. I know that looks a little confusing. It's just because I didn't leave enough space on the graph. I'll leave plenty more space on the second graph for part 2, though. Okay. Now then, the domain and range. The domain and range. So, hold on, I'm gonna adjust. Alright, the domain is going to be 1, infinity, I think. Yeah, so the domain is going to be 1 infinity because you're starting at point 1 instead and going all the way. So your range is going to be 7 infinity. So your domain is 1 infinity, your range is 7 infinity, because your x value starts at 1 and just goes as long as it can go. And your y value starts at 7 and just goes as long as it can go. Now on the graph that I showed you, I know it looks like that's actually a -7, but I remember what I said, this blue line here really should be all the way up here somewhere. I just didn't leave enough space on the screen. And my iPad is about to die, so hopefully I can finish this before then. Alright, I'm going to start a new note so we can get rid of all that. So the second equation is going to be f of x equals negative cube root of x, negative cube root of x plus 6 minus 5. So we're going to have f of x equals negative cube root of x plus 6 minus 5. Here's our equation. Okay. So the parent function, this is going to be a little bit trickier. So because there's a negative right here, it's going to be an absolute value, I think. Okay. So this is going to be f of x equals the absolute value of x. Just like that. Okay. Alright. So we are going to have a graph. Let me start another new note here so I can put a grid. We're going to do a grid here. And I am going to try to leave plenty of space this time. I'll use this color here. And we're just going to go right through the middle here. Okay, so here's my graph. You can kind of see the grid. Okay, so we want to plot some points, right? So for this equation, because it's absolute value, it should be a V shape, I think. So you're going to want points like 1, 1, and -1, -1. And then you're going to have 2, 2, and -2, 2. -2, -2, sorry. And I believe that the vertex is going to be at 0, 0. Okay, so it's going to look like that. So, because it's a V shape, it might look a little funny on the domain and the range, but I believe so the domain should be in a negative infinity, because the graph doesn't technically stop at 0, 0, right? It just starts going the other way. So your domain and your range should both be some sort of infinity and some sort of negative infinity. I'm pretty sure that it is I'm sorry, I'm wrong. The range is going to be different because the range does not go negative. So your domain should be negative infinity, infinity, and your range should be 0, infinity. So we're going to write that down. Our domain is going to be 0, infinity. No. Your domain is going to be negative infinity, infinity. And your range is going to be 0, infinity. It's going to look like that. Okay. Right then. Now we need to determine reflection, shift, all that jazz. I believe that there's going to be some sort of reflection. It should just be a horizontal reflection, right? We're going to use... yeah, we'll use blue. So it's going to reflect across. So it's going to start at 0, 0 again. And I believe... I'm pretty sure the reflection is the only transition, by the way. Oh, well, that didn't do what I wanted it to. Okay. Boom. That should be the other line. Sorry, there's a glare. Okay. I'm plotting this. So for domain and range, it is going to be your domain is going to be 0, negative infinity, and your range is going to be negative... hold on. I'm sorry, your domain is going to be negative infinity, infinity, and your range is going to be 0, negative infinity. That's what it is. Alright, I think that's everything. Hopefully I did that right. I'm not confident that I did. If you see anything that I did wrong, please correct, because I am not very good at math in general. So, Thanks.